Hey everyone, welcome to Kicking with Kipes. I'm Kipes, and tonight is December the 22nd, 2024. This is our last recap video before Christmas break because we have Mix It Up Monday tomorrow, and then it's all NHL teams have a couple days off for Christmas and whatnot. I'll still be posting random things on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and Reels and whatever the heck else there is, but there just won't be any recap videos for a couple days until the season resumes. So buckle up, and I hope you enjoy this video. Before we get into the recaps for the evening, I just wanted to send you guys a quick little note about Matt Rempe, New York Rangers forward. I mentioned in my last video that the Rangers played in. He laid a massive, dirty, vicious hit against Miro Heiskanen. I even put a picture up. It was so dirty. There was like no space between the glass and Rempe's elbow for Miro Heiskanen's neck to fit. So I'm a little concerned about how his neck is doing, but I haven't seen anything bad, which is good news. No news is good news in this point. But Matt Rempe, 8-game suspension for that hit. The morning after that hit, it got announced that Matt Rempe was going to have an in-person hearing, which means the NHL could suspend him longer than 5 games. And they did just that. They laid the gauntlet on this guy. 8 games. That is significant in the NHL. That kind of hit just cannot happen in this league. It is so dirty, so vicious, and I know Rempe was probably not going out to hurt the guy, and who knows if Heiskanen's hurt, but it shouldn't matter because you cannot put your elbow right through the jugular of another player. Just so dirty, and Rempe has got to be careful because now he is a repeat offender. He's been suspended twice in this league already, which means he now has to forfeit wages, which, come on, man, you got to get your act together. Now, let's get into the recaps for the evening. The first game of the day, it was a 10:30 a.m. start for me today. It was a 12:30 Eastern start. It was the Carolina Hurricanes away to the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden. Peter Kochetkov, he is the goalie for the Carolina Hurricanes. He got the win today, making 22 saves, and he had 2 assists. The first Carolina Hurricane goalie to ever do that. Huge accomplishment. Kochetkov's effort on both sides of the puck, defensive and offensive. You never thought you would have said that about Kochetkov or many other goalies in the NHL. But they won 3-1 at Madison Square Garden, continuing the Rangers' woes. Yeah, they just won 1 game, but here they are back to their losing ways. Kochetkov, after the game, had mentioned that he never had a 2-point game at any level in his career, so it was a career highlight for him, obviously. He also mentioned that he had a 4-2 win against the Calgary Flames a couple weeks or months ago. I forget which one it was. I think it was in October that he had an assist against the Flames. The Hurricanes, they also went 4-for-4 on the penalty kill, so that was a huge part of getting them to that victory. In those 4 power plays for the Rangers, they only managed to get 4 shots on Kochetkov, which is absolutely abysmal. According to me, and I don't know too much about like what you are expected to get as of shots on power plays, but in my head, it would make sense to at least get 2 or 3 shots when you're a man up. The Rangers streak of 20 consecutive power play kills was ended by Jack Roslovic when he scored on the power play today. In my last video, I mentioned that the Carolina Hurricanes were really struggling on the road and how they have to improve that to be able to maintain anything into the playoffs. Well, they go on the road to Madison Square Garden, and they got the Kipes kick in the butt that I mentioned yesterday, and they won on the road. So that is a stepping stone for the rest of their season. For the New York Rangers, not much to report. Jimmy Vesey, he scored the only goal for the Rangers, and it came only 17 seconds into the game. So after that, it was all downhill. And I was watching it at the beginning of the game, and it also seemed like Carolina came out of the gate really fast. It was just a odd man rush that came into the Hurricane zone. I forget who passed it towards the net, but Vesey just tipped it in. Former Leaf player again. Igor Shesterkin, he made 28 saves in this game. He was very busy. The New York Rangers, they dropped to 16, 16, and 1. They defeated the Dallas Stars 3-1 on Friday, but they came right back, lost at home again. The last time that the Rangers won back-to-back games was the middle of November. That is absolutely horrible, as we are 3 days away from Christmas, and they haven't done 2 games in a row since the middle of November. Absolutely atrocious. That is a fireable offense for somebody in management at the Rangers, according to me. Some very impressive stats, good and bad, for each team in this game. The Hurricanes, they are 23 for 23 on the penalty kill. No team can score against the Hurricanes win on the power play right now. It is just incredible that they can do this for the entire month of December so far. But On the other side of the puck, the New York Rangers, they are 0 for 12 in their power play in the last 5 games. That is really, really bad. You have to at least score one with the man advantage. Come on. The Hurricanes, they improved to 21, 11, and 1 en route to defeating the New York Rangers 3-1. We head over to the Storm in Mormon State, Utah, where the Utah Hockey Club are facing off against the Anaheim Ducks. Robbie Fabry, he had a really good game, scoring 2 goals today. The Ducks, they rally from a 3-goal deficit to win in the shootout 5-4 against Utah. Mason McTavish, he was the game-winning goal in the shootout today. He scored the only goal in the shootout. Lucas Dostal having an amazing season for the Ducks. He made 21 saves, and the Ducks improve to 13, 15, and 4, and they've won 3 of their 4 past games. So yeah, they are on a good little run right now, but in the long run, at the end of the season, I don't think it's going to make that much big of a difference, because I think these 3 or 4 games could actually end up determining their spot for a lottery pick at the end of the year. So I know you always want to win a game. These guys are extremely competitive, but at the same time, you also want to tank for a very good draft pick in this upcoming draft in the summer. Captain Clayton Keller for the Utah Hockey Club, he had 4 points tonight, 2 goals, 2 assists, a really good performance by him. Utah, they dropped to 16, 11, and 6, but they are 6, 0, and 2 in the past 8 games. This is just a little bump in the road. Yeah, you gave up 3 goals in a row to lose that extra point, a very valuable point for them in the playoff race, but you are having a really good run of games. So use this as a learning curve and just get right back on track. For the Ducks, some scary news in this game. Leo Carlsson, he left the game early in the 3rd period. They haven't disclosed what injury it was, but that is really unfortunate news for their superstar. Lucas Dostal, the goalie for the Anaheim Ducks, he is 5th in the league for goaltender save percentage. That is absolutely amazing due to what team he is on, how bad that team is. They are 27th place of 32 teams, and they get shelled with shots every night, and either Gibson or Dostal has to make those saves night in and night out, and Dostal is doing just that, leaving the damage to be very minimal on the scoreboard. The Ducks, they rally from behind to beat the Utah Hockey Club 5-4 in a shootout tonight. We move on to the Washington Capitals and the LA Kings, where the Washington Capitals continue to be amazing and win 3-1 against the LA Kings. Alexei Protas, we'll talk about him in a little bit, but he also scored 2 goals for the Washington Capitals tonight, continuing his amazing season that he's having so far. Jakub Vrana scored in his 2nd straight game. Logan Thompson, he made 25 saves for the Capitals, who improved to 23, 8, and 2. That record is good enough to put them in 2nd place in the entire league, right behind Winnipeg. They are only 1 point behind the Jets with 2 games in hand, which is insane to think about, because if they win one of those 2 games in hand, they are 1st place in the entire National Hockey League. Who would have thought, with them scratching and crawling their way into the playoffs last year and getting absolutely killed in the 1st round, which everybody expected to happen, them to just bounce back and be this dominant all season so far. Spencer Carberry, whatever you're doing in that dressing room, continue to do it, because your team is so good right now. Pierre-Luc Dubois, he is having a very, very good first season for the Washington Capitals since being traded from the LA Kings. So he played against his former team today. He picked up 2 assists today against his former team. The LA Kings, they dropped to 19, 10, and 5. Kevin Fiala scoring the only goal for the LA Kings. They lost 3-2 in Nashville, so they're on a bit of a skid. But this is the end of a 15-day road trip, 7 games, I think it was, on the road in a row. Just absolutely horrible. But now they get to go home and spend Christmas with their families, which is huge, especially since they were only 3-2-2 in this away streak. So it wasn't like you even went away from home and dominated. You went away from home and you were meh at best. But think about that. 15 days away from your family, away from your wife, spouse, whatever it is. But that is so long to be away from your home arena, home fans. It's just 15 days of people booing you, people not rooting for you in that arena. It is just a grind, but thank goodness it's over, because they don't have to do anything crazy like that for the rest of the season now. So it's just not smooth sailing the rest of the way, but smoother sailing. Big save David Riddick. He made the start for the LA Kings today, making 18 saves in the loss. We're back to talk about Alexei Protas. He has 14 goals in 33 games this season, which is a very good season to have nonetheless. But to look back at his career so far, he only has 13 goals in 169 career games. So he already has more goals this season than he had in over 150 games prior to this, which is absolutely amazing for Alexei Protas. This could easily be very good depth scoring for the Washington Capitals to a guy that they depend on as they move forward in the season and into the playoffs. Just a very important player. He ended up stepping up for the Washington Capitals at the perfect time when Alex Ovechkin, their captain, went down injured. Speaking of Ovechkin, though, he is now practicing in a contact jersey, which means he is very close to returning. I think I read that it's going to be right after Christmas or right in the new year that he will be coming back, which is amazing news. How can you not complain about adding the best goal scorer, arguably, in NHL history to this Washington Capitals team? There's nothing that who would not want that? The accolades for the Capitals for their season just keeps on adding up. They've allowed 2 or fewer goals in their past 7 of 9 games. So their goalies are keeping them in this game. It is an absolute team effort, top to bottom. There's nothing else good that you can say for this team because it's already been said by so many people. Dubois, he has been bouncing around quite a bit in his career, but he has 11 points in 10 games right now, so he is having a very good debut season for the Capitals. And this Kemper for Dubois trade, I think it's just working out perfectly for both sides of the trade, which you don't hear of very often because it's always who won or who lost the trade. But in this case, both teams must be extremely happy with their acquisitions. The Washington Capitals, they beat the LA Kings 3-1 on Sunday. We are halfway through the games for the evening, so time to take a little drink break. Tonight's video is fueled by Grizzly Paw Brewing. Where are you? Grizzly Paw Brewing. I'm drinking the lemon shandy, as you just saw. It is an absolutely amazing summer drink. Yeah, it's the dead of winter, but I'm drinking it now too because it's so good. It's a perfect light drink. It's fruity, absolutely amazing. Their beer is so good too. It is my favorite brewery so far in the Calgary, Alberta area. Grizzly Paw, it's located in Canmore, Alberta. It's a beautiful little town. You should go if you're in the area. Such a good brewery. Their views of the mountains, stunning. Just my favorite spot to go right now for beer and the lemon shandy. So Grizzly Paw, if you're out there, feel free to reach out. I am always here. I'll be willing to talk about anything. So now we move to the back half of the games for the evening. We go down to Florida where the 2 Floridian teams face off against each other with the Florida Panthers and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Florida Panthers, they end up beating their arch rivals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 4-2 in Tampa Bay due to the fact that the Tampa Bay couldn't do jack all on the power play because the Florida Panthers, they scored 2 shorthanded goals within 42 seconds of each other. That is unacceptable for the Tampa Bay Lightning, but I guess sometimes it happens. It doesn't happen very often at all that you get scored on twice shorthanded that quickly. It was AJ Greer, former Calgary Flame last year, and Eetu Luostarinen scoring those 2 shorthanded goals for the Florida Panthers. AJ Greer, his goal was on the penalty kill due to Ulvis Balinskis, UB from the other night. I hate saying that name. It screws me up every time. This is probably my 3rd time trying to say it in this video, so I'm sticking with UB, my guy. He was called for interference, so that put the Panthers on the penalty kill, but it didn't matter because that's where they shone tonight. AJ Greer was the hero. Sam Reinhart, he had an absolutely fantastic season last year. He continues his hot streak this year. Just such a fantastic player. I cannot wait to cheer for him on Team Canada at the Four Nations Faceoff because it sucks that he is in the same division as the Leafs because he is so dominant. Yeah, like I just said, Sam Reinhart, he scores twice for the Panthers, who improved to 22-11-2. And the Maple Leafs, they have to be very careful right now. You can't go and lose to the Islanders on a back-to-back like you did last night because the Panthers, they are sniffing your tail right now because they are right there, right behind you. And if you slip up even a little bit, the Panthers will retake that spot in first place in the Atlantic Division. The Panthers, they've now won 4 straight. Spencer Knight between the pipes makes 19 saves. He wasn't too busy tonight. The 2 goal scorers for the Tampa Bay Lightning was Nick Paul and Braden Point. They each scored. The Lightning, they dropped to 18-11-2. Another team right behind the Leafs. They got to be careful. Boston's got to be careful of Tampa as well. It's such a tight division. I hate this division because now we have to think about Ottawa sneaking up behind us. They ended up losing tonight. We'll get to that soon. But this division is so tight, and you could easily get into that wild card spot or not even in the playoffs at all. by slipping up just a little bit. Andrei Vasilevsky, he made 22 saves in the losing effort tonight, and the Tampa Bay Lightning, their little streak of 4 in a row comes to a screeching halt against your rivals. Tampa Bay Lightning, they did have a couple individual player streaks going on. Kucherov, his 9-game point streak comes to an end, but Braden Point, he extends his point streak to 8 games. 6 goals, 12 assists, 18 points in 8 games. That is absolutely incredible. That is another player I'm excited to cheer for and not against, finally. For Canada, Kucherov, he has 20 points in 9 games. That was an absolutely incredible run. Not many people can do that in this league, but Kucherov sure can, and I'm sure tomorrow or whenever their next game is, he will just jump right back into the saddle and just keep on doing Kucherov things. He is so friggin' good. The Florida Panthers, they beat their state rivals, the Tampa Bay Lightning, 4-2 on Sunday. The Colorado Avalanche, they are playing the Seattle Kraken tonight. They win 5-2 at home in Colorado. There were a lot of individual standout performances for the Colorado Avalanche today, but none better than Joel Kiviranta, the forward for the Avalanche. He gets his first career NHL hat-trick tonight. The other players that had really good nights, Cale Makar, he had a goal and 2 assists, 3 points on the night. Valerie Nichushkin, he scored a goal. Nathan McKinnon and Mikko Rantanen, they each had 2 assists. Just the stars showed up for the Colorado Avalanche tonight. Very good top-end performance by that team. I don't know if I would consider Joel Kiviranta a top-end performer for the Colorado Avalanche, but tonight he sure was, so I'm putting him in that group. The Avalanche, they improved to 21-15-0. They've won 3 straight in 7 of their last 9 games. Very, very good run. They had so many injury issues at the beginning of the season. They had goaltender issues. They traded, I think it was both goalies. They're out of town. In comes 2 new goalies. Blackwood having a very good start to his Avalanche career. He made 17 saves tonight. He is a monster net. I didn't realize how big Mackenzie Blackwood is, but it looks like his hip lines up with the crossbar, which is just mental to think about. 2 goal scorers for the Seattle Kraken tonight. They lose again. Jared McCann and Kaapo Kakko. He scores his first goal as a Seattle Kraken since coming over from the New York Rangers. They each scored. The Kraken, they fall to 15, 19, and 2. Like I said last night or the night before, the Kraken, they just cannot get scoring. These are the 2 players that you would associate with scoring, so that is a positive, I guess. But at the same time, you need scoring from other players. You need defensive scoring a little bit. Brandon Montour, where have you been lately? They got you for your offensive defensive abilities. The Kraken, they have lost 5 in a row, including 6-2 at Vegas on Saturday. So these 2 back-to-back games, just games that you want to go home, whimper, and cry over your Christmas break. Joey Daccord, he made 24 saves in the losing effort. Busy night for him. Highlighting Joel Kiviranta, he scored to make it 3-2 on a one-timer that just went right past Joey Daccord's glove. Kiviranta's other 2 goals were not going past a goalie. They were the 2 empty net goals as Seattle was trying to crawl back into the game, but he took it into his own hands and said, nope, no chance you're getting back into this game. See you next time. Hasta la vista. It was the Joel Kiviranta show for the Colorado Avalanche today. They beat the Seattle Kraken 5-2 at home. For the last game of the night, the Ottawa Senators, they're on a very hot streak, but it comes to an end in Edmonton where the Oilers beat the Senators 3-1 on Sunday night. Zachary on the attackery Hyman, he scored in his 6th straight game. He's having a very good run of games since being extremely slow at the beginning of the season. Hyman, he looks like he's still in a lot of pain wearing the bubble mask because of his broken nose. It just, that cannot be fun. You get bumped, you get bruised, but with a broken nose, every time you get hit, it just must be excruciating pain. I get mad when I hit my hand with a hammer at work, but having a broken nose and having to get beaten up by other large men just does not sound fun at all. Victor Arvidsson, he had a goal and assist tonight. Leon Draisaitl, I'm getting sick and tired of mentioning his name all the time, but he's having such a good season, it has to get mentioned every video because he does something every single game. Draisaitl, his point streak extends to 9 games. He got an assist in this game. The Oilers are now 21-11-2. They have won 3 in a row and 8 of their past 9. They are extremely hot right now. They are acting like the team that made the finals against the Florida Panthers last year, and that is absolutely frightening for any team in the Pacific Division or the NHL right now because you do not want to run into the Edmonton Oilers at any point right now. Stuart Skinner in net for the Oilers tonight. He made 21 saves for Edmonton in the victory. Nick Cousins, the only goal scorer for the Ottawa Senators tonight. It was a really nice takeaway on the blue line from Evan Bouchard, I think it was. Typical of Evan Bouchard. He's not very good, according to me. He has a very good slap shot, but besides that, defensively, he's very, very bad. But at the same time, his offensive capabilities just keeps him in this lineup. Cousins, he took it from Bouchard, took it on the breakaway, and put it past Skinner. Very good solo effort for the only goal for the Senators today. For the Ottawa Senators, though, Linus Ullmark, he did start this game, but did not return in the second period. He left the game with what the Senators are calling an upper body injury. That is just frightening words for anything to do with the Ottawa Senators. Ullmark, he was doing so good. He was so hot for the Senators right now. And I think they could have easily won this game if Ullmark stayed in net because he was looking very good up until the end of the first. Levi Marilainen, he got his first career NHL win last night. He came in, let 2 goals in, but saved 12 of 14 in relief. So you can't put the blame on him. Actually, you can because I think he got the loss tonight. But at the same time, that is a tough spot to come in. You weren't expecting to play against Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl and Zach Hyman and Victor Arvidsson, but you had to come in cold and face these guys, so I'm not putting too much blame on Marilainen tonight. So the Edmonton Oilers, they beat the Ottawa Senators, putting a stop to their very hot streak. They win 3-1 at home in Edmonton. Well, there you have it. 6 games covered for you tonight. We'll see you tomorrow night on YouTube, on TikTok, on Instagram. Tomorrow, 4 Mix It Up Mondays. I'll try to have my mixed breed dog a little bit more in the videos. I had a couple people say, where the heck is the mixed dog? But we'll see you tomorrow. We'll see you then. And then we will see you on Friday for more NHL recaps once the NHL resumes. But I will be posting little clips, memes, whatever, each day, 1 or 2 of them. On that note, though, Wednesday is Christmas. Very Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope you guys have a great time with family, friends, whatever you're doing. Hope you stay safe. Thank you so much for all the support that you guys have been giving me on this channel so far. It's meant the world to me. I consider you guys my family too, so Merry Christmas to you. Also, my wife and I aren't going to Ontario for Christmas this year, so if anybody's out there that wants to host us for Christmas dinner, let us know and we will be there because we are staying home in Calgary for the Christmas break. We were in Ontario for a couple of days in November, so we got to see family then. But if you're having Christmas dinner, we will be there. Just let us know when. Have a great day, and we'll see you on Friday night for more recaps.